Trump's MAGA base is furious over the Epstein files. His solution? Make Adam Schiff the criminal. The accusation? Mortgage fraud over a $70 a year Californian tax exemption. Let that sink in. And think about this. A convicted felon on 34 counts worth over $420,000 is now demanding justice over the cost of a dinner bill. This isn't about the law. It's a distraction. It's a manufactured scandal, a move right from the dictator's playbook. So what's the allegation? What actually happened? Current California Senator Adam Schiff registers his Maryland property as his primary residence from 2009 to 2020 for mortgage purposes. He also received a California homeowner's tax exemption worth $70 a year, and it's common for members of Congress to maintain two residences, and the Constitution only requires that members inhabit their home state at the time of an election. And Donald Trump's claim is that Fannie Mae concluded that there was a sustained pattern of mortgage fraud. And the truth, Fannie Mae's memo never used the word fraud. It merely cited a possible occupancy misrepresentation. There were no charges. There's no determination of a crime. And Fannie Mae declined to comment. And this has been known for years. CNN covered this in 23, so it's not like this is new. And yet, Trump's media machine goes full blast, making an absolute mountain out of a molehill. I mean, such strong accusations. It's just not funny. And just have a look at the commentators in Fox News demonizing Adam Schiff. So, I mean, that leads me to a question that I think everybody must wonder, which is, why now? They've had years to do this. I mean, some of this stuff dates back to 2009, so that it's not like this is new. So why now? I'll tell you what I think it is, and I'll repeat what many other people are saying. It's to deflect from Epstein. So Trump promised to release the Epstein list, right? And then Pam Bondi said she had the list on her desk. And then weeks later, the DOJ and FBI issue a statement. There's no list, no names, nothing to see. So Trump's base erupts. They're outraged, understandably. MAGA has been hungry for this thing for a long time. And if you promise MAGA a trophy like this that they've been salivating after, and you take it away and you say, oh, well, what list? Well, I didn't see a list. Can you imagine? And then it gets even better. It gets even better. Because what happens then? What does Trump do? What's Trump's response to this? Unbelievably, he says, are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? And so on the same day, there's a huge backlash from MAGA, right throughout the MAGA circles, massive backlash. And so guess what happens next? Trump puts forward this accusation against Adam Schiff claiming mortgage fraud. Coincidence? Please. But you know, this pattern's familiar. This is not new. It's familiar. And this isn't the first time that Donald Trump has done this kind of thing. Just look at Letitia James, New York's Attorney General. And she was hit with the same playbook. And it's remarkable because the accusations are almost identical. Dual residency, mortgage fraud claim. And same sort of playbook. A referral by one of Trump's agency heads. Same kind of approach. And what was the basis? Media reports with no evidence. So they got it down. They've got a formula for this. Because that's what this is. It's a formula. It's a media PR formula. It's like you open a can up and out rolls the playbook. Step 1, identify an enemy. Step 2, twist normal bureaucratic procedures into a crime. And then step 3, make sure that it leaks publicly. And then step 4, use silence as a confirmation. Allow people to think about this, reflect on it, listen to the hyperbole, react to that, chew on the stuff, and say nothing, let it go. That's step 4. And step 5 is always dominate the media cycle. Always have your playbook ready. Have your talking points all set up. Dominate what the media is focused on. This is what they do. So here's the thing. Here's the real takeaway and the important part. This has severe implications. The real danger is this isn't about a $70 issue. This goes much deeper. It sets a precedent, and a dangerous one, that this is the way that things work. It makes them normal. When they're not, this is not normal. So keep this in mind. This kind of thing has long-term repercussions. So what happens is the Trump-dominated agencies hijack internal agency language and turn it into something that sounds like it's criminal. And then you have things like federal referrals made from vague reports and not facts. And then you have public weaponization of confidential processes. And all of this to serve political vendettas. Today it's Schiff. Yesterday it was Letitia James. And tomorrow, who knows? Who's next? So this begs the question, though, why Adam Schiff? Why Adam Schiff? Well, perhaps it's because he's a constitutional expert. Perhaps it's for vendetta terms because he was one of the main prosecutors during Trump's impeachments. Maybe it's because Adam Schiff represents California liberalism, everything that MAGA despises. And also, he's somebody that Trump has spent years railing against, mocking for years. Shifty Schiff, treason, all sorts of things. He's been a target for Trump for many years. Maybe that's the reason that Trump just likes hitting his favorite targets. And maybe it's because Adam Schiff is somebody that Trump likes to pick on. He's a target. Maybe he gets a thrill out of it. I don't know. But the upshot is, this is not legal. It's personal. This is personal. And this is not about crime. Come on. And what this really is political warfare masquerading as law enforcement. So do you see how Trump blew up a $70 homeowner benefit into ripping off America? Mountain out of a molehill. And meanwhile, the convicted felon on 34 counts is rolling out his authoritarian playbook. It's never his fault. He's always going to blame somebody. He's going to demonize somebody. He's going to pick on somebody and blame them or a group. He deflects the blame and discredits his enemies. This is how he works. The problem is that Donald Trump, as the president, can use the whole force and mechanisms of the federal government to do this, to discredit people. He gets a free pass. This is one thing that really occurred to me throughout all this. Now, if anybody else popped up and said, oh, Trump is a sex offender or something like that, or they said something that was pretty strong, even if it's true or even if it has roots in some sort of evidence, those people can be vilified. Like if a journalist says anything out of line, if they say anything too strong, like accusing somebody of some sort of a crime like Trump just did to Adam Schiff, if anybody else accused him of that directly, he'd be suing them or there'd be, It's like a one-way street. He gets a free pass to demonize anybody. But if you come back at him, that's not okay. And then these guys use the full force of the law however they can leverage it, which includes defamation suits and things like that. So the bottom line, this isn't about mortgage paperwork. This is about power. It's about lying to your base when you can't tell the truth, particularly with the Epstein list. It's about transforming minor administrative issues into a criminal pretext. And this is happening in real time. When $70 becomes major fraud, when a minor housing memo becomes a federal crime, and when the Epstein list disappears without a trace, that is not justice. That is dictatorship 101. So if you think this was about a mortgage, you missed the plot. And if the media lets this narrative stand, they missed it too. And then ask yourself this question. Why is a man so terrified of the ghost of Jeffrey Epstein, so desperate to shift the spotlight? So I'd be interested to know what people think. What's your opinion? What are you seeing? Because once you see the playbook, you can't unsee it. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Got a lot of great things coming up, a lot of analysis. I'd love to hear what people think about this, what their impressions are, what their perspective is. And while you're here, I'd really appreciate it if you would take the time to hit like and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and goodbye for now.